This is not a story about an instrument. It's about music and the people who play it. It's about how necessity feeds innovation, how oppression feeds resistance, and how a sound becomes ingrained within the culture of a nation. This is a story about Pan.
Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. That is just a sneak peek of some of the incredible programming you are going to be seeing on Saturday. That is Sounds Like Steel, and we have the filmmaker Sheppard in studio with us, and we also have with us Jayson, TV programmer for a day. Good morning to both of you and welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's a pleasure to have both of you on the show this morning. Now, Jayson, you are no stranger to the show. We have a lot to talk about, but Chaz, welcome. Thanks for being here. Briefly, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my background, most people will know me for my filmmaking work. The truth is, most of the time I'm an engineer. I do this kind of stuff in my free time because I love sharing stories, about culture and about people. And so Sounds Like Steel is just a project that I've wanted to make for a long time, and I spent the better part of last year doing exactly that. It's been fantastic.
So we just got a sneak peek, but what exactly is Sounds Like Steel? What does it focus on particularly?
Yeah, Sounds Like Steel is my attempt to give people who can't actually come into the pan yards in the run-up to Panorama the experience of being there, what it's like to be in the pan yard in the days and weeks leading up to Panorama.
Is there any particular reason why you chose to do this?
Yeah, I grew up in Trinidad, and some of my most vivid memories of childhood are experiencing the band not on the stage but on the drag and in the pan yard. And when I tried to explain this to my friends back in the UK, where I mostly live now, there was nothing that I could really show them. You go online and most steel pan is not recorded very well. And so originally all I wanted to do was give people great recordings, and it just kind of snowballed because I was like, well, no one else is doing this, so I guess I should do it.
And speaking about no one else doing it, Jayson, welcome back, and you're here with us. We're really looking forward to Saturday. Why did you choose Sounds Like Steel for programming?
So when I was originally looking for programming to put on the showcase, I came across Sounds Like Steel, and I was like, wait, this is so good. I watched the whole thing on my bed, and then I was like, okay, yes, I'm going to propose this, and I'm glad that Chaz answered, and we could have it on the showcase tomorrow.
We're very excited for that. Chaz, were you surprised when you got the call from Jayson?
I was, yeah. I've actually spoken to Dika Rostat in the process of making Sounds Like Steel, and for me, it was really only ever a YouTube video. I was just like, this is something I want to put out, and it's just kind of accidentally ended up on TV and in cinemas and become something way bigger than it had any right to be. But it's, that's really exciting as a filmmaker to have that happen.
It is very exciting. I mean, with the steel pan, nonetheless, definitely well deserved, of course. Now, I have this for both of you, actually. So, Jayson, I'm going to start with you. How important is it for you to ensure that we see local programming on our screens and represent Trinidad and Tobago culture to the world?
Well, I think it's very important because I spent some time away from Trinidad, and during that time all I could think about is repping my country. I went to a semester exchange at Vancouver Island University, and I was just trying to find any way I can to bring my culture to that school. I wrote the pilot episode of a project for an assignment, and it's in Trini dialect fully. I have a little glossary. It's very important to me to showcase stories from Trinidad, and
yeah, it sounds okay. That sounds important, but also interestingly enough, you mentioned Trini dialect. Did you need to use subtitles?
No.
That's good.
No.
Because sometimes that is something that we see for many who do not understand. Chaz, how important is it for you to represent our culture abroad as well?
Yeah, for me, this is something to be able to show, the people that I interact on a day-to-day basis with overseas, to be able to give them a kind of a sneak peek of, you know, this is what it's like. This is what we have to offer. And, you know, you can never replace coming and experiencing Panorama in person. It's not possible. But if you can give people that little taste, that will maybe encourage them to say, yeah, actually, this is going to be worth getting on a plane and coming over and experiencing Carnival, experiencing Panorama.
100%. I mean, you know, we're all going to emphatically agree with you on that. Chaz, what was the project like when it was being created? How long did it take? What was your process like, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so it grew in the process of making it. I'd originally planned it to be about 30 minutes of being in a pan yard and just chatting to people, showing more kind of the logistics of, you know, how it works from a musician's perspective, because I'm a musician and I wanted other musicians to be able to see, yeah, this is how all the instruments mesh together. But I realized very, very early on that there are so many great human stories within the pan yard and within the community. And that's what led it to kind of extend into being a feature-length documentary. It took well over a year to put it all together, literally thousands and thousands of hours. It's something that, you know, I would never have been able to explain to myself why it could take so long. But yeah, all of these little things add up, and it did end up being really quite a task to pull off.
I mean, one can only imagine, and we're really looking forward to seeing it. Jayson, what was the one thing that stood out to you when you saw Sounds Like Steel that made you decide this needs to be on television?
I think just the vibe I got from watching it, the ambience, like you could tell like a lot of care was put into this, and I wanted other people to experience that too.
And we definitely will. What's in the future for you, Jayson?
Well, currently I am in the planning stages of a docuseries where I think I would have mentioned it a bit the last time I was here, but I want to do some portraits of minority groups in Trinidad and hear their story, the people who usually don't get the mic or, you know, who don't get to be seen. And that is very important to me. Like, as a filmmaker, that's one of the core tenets I stand by.
Excellent. And Chaz, what's in the future for you?
Upcoming relatively soon, well, I'm working on it right now, is a documentary project on Trinidad's indigenous history.
Great.
Exploring the kind of parts of that history that we don't learn about in school, going into depth with Trinidad's living indigenous communities. And then in the near future, I'll be heading up to the Arctic Circle to be trying to record the sound of the Northern Lights. That's my next feature project.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be great. You don't want to miss it. I think we all just got a bit floored by what Chaz said there. But stay tuned. This is an Our Morning Show. We'll be back in a few moments.